Dan Parks in at Sonoma.
Christopher
Wingenberg, General Manager at the Lodge.
Nice.
Ruben.
Campbell, MacArthur Place.
Welcome. Wendy.
Wendy Peterson, Stay Sonoma Valley, Jane Sonoma Cottage.
Hunt.
Hunt Bailey, owner of Sonoma Valley Escapes Vacation Rental Management.
Welcome to TID. Kayla.
I'm Kayla Stewart with the El Pueblo Inn.
Welcome. And Kathy, can you hear me? I see her phone is off there.
She might be muted, but looks like she's here, so she's probably listening. So that's
yeah. Okay, so we'll start the meeting. Dan, with you, can you give us an updated financial report, please?
Norman, can I jump in? I just want to remind everybody this is streaming live on YouTube because this is a public meeting. So there you go, and it's on the TID YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tim. Dan?
Okay. I have a lot of numbers that are very interesting, and maybe Tim can send them out to everybody later. These are all, there's nothing secret about the numbers, but I looked at the percentage of TID income by the month that it occurred. Going through the year, and we started at January and February January was 117% of last year, then 101% in February. March, we only got a partial month because of the shutdown. It was down to 35%. April was 0. May was 3%, June 10%, July 44%, August 47%, and September, which is the check we'll be getting in the next couple of days, was 50%. So that's gross income, which represents gross income for the hotels, which I think makes clear to us what we know already. We're a long way from being back. 50% of gross income. I'd love to have a hotel where that covered expenses, but I don't think it does. Yeah. So we're all in this together. I don't know, there may be people that are a little up and down from that, and we all see the information that's a little later than the actual collections, but this is across the board, and I thought it'd be interesting for everybody to see. Are there any questions on that one?
Yeah, I just want to clarify, those were comparing month to month from the previous year, correct? So comparing September 20 to September 19?
Right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And Dan, if you would, thank you for that good report. Would you share with us the decline or declines plural that you made on request for financial aid this past week? Because I think we had a couple of inquiries.
I'm sorry, Norm, I
think it was about the museum, maybe. You had she was asking about grants.
Okay, I think when we talked about it last time, most of the things that we had on our list of events were not happening. And I think the only one that's still a possibility is the museum, which does events in January and February that we've helped with in the past. And I think we've passed along that they are the only ones that I know of that are still on the list for this fiscal year. All the rest just didn't happen, and we don't have the money to help them when they don't happen.
And Dan, if I could jump in, that I tried to stop by there yesterday just to see if she was
Tim,
there.
I can't hear you very well.
Can you guys hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay, so
Maybe it's just me.
maybe it's the mic, maybe your volume on your computer, maybe. But I'll speak clearly and also put in the chat that I stopped by the museum yesterday. She wasn't there, but I will email her and then try to call her again just to see what she's looking for. And maybe there's some other sources we can help her with. I know the county does have the TOT funds that she might not be aware of if she's looking for a small amount for something. So I will follow up with her to see how we can help.
Yeah, our contributions to them in the past have been $5,000 a year. And I think that would make sense, but we don't have to decide that now.
Okay.
Thank you very, oh, one more question. Are we current with our obligations to the Bureau? Have we paid them everything pursuant to our budget?
Yes, and we have the funds to do that where we will see serious changes in our budget will be for next year, because next year we depend a lot on the income that came in this year. So hopefully things will get back to normal soon.
Are there any questions to Dan before we go on? Thank you, Dan, for your report. We appreciate your efforts. Tim, would you give us the marketing update, please?
Sure. And I do want to be mindful that I think Ruben has to jump by 10, and I think maybe Kathy has to jump. So I'll keep it short and sweet, but also impactful. So here we go. The lighting of the plaza, we have the lights up. Some of you might have seen them. We've been testing them and getting them going there. Yesterday, we started filming the show. We're not doing an event if you can't do an event. So we've got dancers showing up, and they're all masked and socially distanced, and we've been working it out. And so we'll do an online show. We're using Sonoma TV to help us with the filming, and it's looking pretty good, actually. Wow, it looked really good. And we were kind of, dancing in front of City Hall. We had some ballet dancers and then some ballet folklorico. It looks a lot better than I thought it would. So I'm shocked. So we'll be rolling that out for Thanksgiving. All the information about the holidays is up on the holidays page, sonomavalley.com/holidays. Really encouraging every business to tell us what's going on. Restaurants, so Christopher and Ruben, if you're doing Thanksgiving, especially Thanksgiving to go, make sure we know so we can tell everybody, because we're starting to get queries about that. We want to make sure people know. And as well as people, maybe if it's a nice day, they're staying at your hotel, maybe they'll take it to the park and have a Thanksgiving picnic. You never know, with their family. Also working with the city on new banners to go around the plaza and the light posts, kind of encouraging people to come shop. They'll be part of working with the chamber as well for Small Business Saturday, and then Shop Local, which is 2 weeks in early December. We're starting to roll out our advertising, so we're producing those ads. They'll start rolling out in about 2 weeks here online. Same sort of thing, encouraging people to come visit during the holidays, and then it transitions to the general outdoors, wine country in winter message that we run through January through April. Let's see what else we got. We got a new shopping map that's rolling out as part of November. So that'll be trying to encourage some shopping around the downtown area. And actually all of Sonoma, and get people to come up here and do some retailing. So that's what we're working on. And thank you to everyone who's given us stuff, and want to hear from more of you if you've got it on what your holiday specials and offers are. Oh, lodging, if you have any Black Friday deals, that's a thing now, evidently. So if you've got them, we got some from the Flamingo. I think I've got one from the Four Sisters Inns. Dan, you guys have some up. So if you have any, these can be any limited edition specials, and they can appear just on Friday after Thanksgiving. what it looks like most people are doing is offering some sort of rate, and then you have so much time to book it, and then that you can actually redeem it up until whatever time you decide. As hotels like to say, terms and conditions apply. So I don't care what they are, but we're just kind of making a big deal about that because the media is asking about it. So that's my report.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions before we continue, Tim, on the marketing efforts of the Bureau?
Hey,
If
Tim,
not, go ahead,
Tim,
Tim.
can you send a link? I'm not seeing the holiday piece clearly on the website. Can you send
sure.
that link out to us? And then also the retail map, can you also make sure that the city gets a copy of that? I want to put that out with our e-news and help promote that.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're gonna I'll make that active on the front. It's on the front page, but I saw that today it wasn't linked. So
Okay.
more or less, and we'll do that. Thank you.
All good. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, can we have the report from the city?
Yeah, so things remain busy here on council business. We've got coming up, we're going to be talking on Monday about some EV charging stations and asking council we've got some strategy on how we want to do that. As a city, we have limited property to put charging stations. We think there's going to be a lot more grants out there coming from different sources, and we really want to try to encourage private employers to put them up on, actually I think becomes an asset, especially for folks in the travel industry. So as what we're going to be doing is we hear more of these things, we'll be promoting them out, but and we may look at some kind of a city financial contribution to help support some of that. So to be determined there, but we're going to be talking about that. Also, I'm going to be talking about kind of some of the state law changes on evictions and looking at maybe supporting some mediation for evictions to help folks stay in their homes. And then we have 2 more meetings in December, the 7th and the 14th. One of those will be certifying the election and kind of what we call the reorganization, appointing Jack Ding to the council, choosing the next mayor, vice mayor, those types of things. That's the reorg meeting. There's no business in that meeting. And then we'll have one meeting that will be the last kind of business of the year. And to be determined how it will fall, because the county's got to certify the election, and then once they get us the results, then we'll do it as soon as we can. So that's where that is. And then our first meeting in January won't be until January 20th, and City Hall is closed between Christmas and New Year's, just like we did last year. So on broader pieces, city staff's still spending a huge amount of time supporting the business community on parklets and tents and canopies, and a lot of advocating with the county and frankly pushing with the county. The county's interpretation of what can be done in parklets and with canopies and tents is ridiculous and way too conservative. So it's just, and the bottom line is it's just not practical, because again, there's a lot of devil in details, and different situations are different. Their interpretation right now is that you can have no more than 25% of a side closed. So for example, if you have a rectangle and you've closed the long side of the rectangle, that's more than 25%, it would be illegal, even if the other 3 sides are completely open. Or if you have anything around the sides that maybe lets air through at like less than 3 or 4 feet, but keeps people safe from going out in the road or creates that kind of sense of space, that would not be allowed. So these are things that we are pushing back with. The other cities are coming together with us. Wayne Wyrick and our team has done a huge amount of work with the city of Santa Rosa and the fire marshals. And we're also looking at how with the world of propane heaters, because typically you can't put them under a tent. But fire marshals are looking at how there might be some ways that some of that could be done and still be safe. And so there's a lot of really trying to figure out how within the current laws and regulations and where to make things broader, and then also really how to make things workable for our kind of restaurants and bars. And so definitely keep looking at our website. We're continuing to push and have got a new kind of set of parameters we're going to be advocating this next week with the county. The city's also been convening a group of about 10 different agencies, and the chamber and vintners and growers are involved in this effort to support the Latinx community. And this is really looking at, again, COVID and that population that's been disproportionately affected for a variety of reasons, and looking at there's money coming from the county, and Laluz and Fish have gotten some of that funding. How do we then link those, leverage, make sure that everything is working as smoothly as possible? So a lot of good efforts occurring there. Also looking at how do we communicate tents, and so they're not tents, communicate about testing. So I would really encourage you to be watching, Tim. I think it may be even there's some, I don't know how, I know you guys are all sharing information, and I know some of your messaging goes to members and some out to public, but definitely be watching the chamber's website, and also Vintners and Growers is and some of you are connected with some of those industries as well, even though you're hospitality. So if you're not on the rest of those distribution lists, we just encourage you to do it, because, again, our three business engines are working really well together, but there's also, each of them have kind of a different slant a little bit, and it's helpful. So everyone's continuing to do good work. Overall, and you've probably seen this in the paper, the county, we're still in purple tier. County is put forward a request to the state for a special kind of compensation or education to let us move to red. Part of this is based on a number of tests that were done by private labs, like the one at Sonoma County Community Center, that it sounds like had not been being counted. And so now are being counted, and supposedly that wouldn't have made a difference in the last few weeks, but starts to make a difference now is what my understanding. But there's a lot more testing occurring. So one of the things they are asking is they're asking for employers to do testing. And there is free testing by the state and you can go to the city's website and correct links. You could just hit testing Sonoma County. I know a number of you have spent tens of thousands of dollars testing your staff since this started. And so I understand that is an expensive proposition. We understand the county is also going to be having some mobile testing, and we are looking for places where we can have the mobile testing, go to employer site, test 15, 20 people, move, go to the next site, test 15, 20 people or 50 people or 100 people. But again, the more we can do some of that testing. So if you are willing to participate in that, please let Tim know, and then he can forward the list to me. But where we can really take employers that can make that happen for us, and we can create those partnerships, then we really want to make that happen. Because again, the more we can get folks that are asymptomatic tested and known, and then give them the wraparound services through Fish or Laluz or other services or quarantine, then we can protect ourselves, we can continue to move out, but the testing is really important. So if you are willing to participate in that, please let Tim or I know. I think a bit of good news, again, you've all been watching the vaccine, so we're crossing our fingers. And the other piece is it really does feel like we may have the world of fire season and PSPS as it's getting colder and a little bit of rain. Hopefully you're behind us. Again, I won't be calm until we drink wine at Thanksgiving, but so far looking good. So anyway, just keep up the hard work. Keep up the hard work, everyone, and know that we are working hard for you collectively.
Again, to repeat myself, we're going to miss you, Kathy, when you retire in December. You are an integral part of our industry, and more importantly, are an integral part of our community. And we all appreciate your hard work and the results it's paid, and we thank you. Are there any questions on Kathy's report? Tim, you can put Sonoma Valley Inn down. We'll participate in the program for the testing. And in fact, if they need our parking lot at Sonoma Valley Inn, we would allow mobile sites or any other things there. Just work that out with Kendall.
That's great. Hey, Norm, one other thing, let me just say thank you for the compliment. Also, the council has approved, you probably saw this in the paper, Dave Kiff will be the interim city manager starting in January. Dave's great. I couldn't be more pleased to hand the reins to someone. So Dave will be here probably, my guess is kind of through summer while council does a search for the permanent city manager. Dave was city manager down in Newport Beach for 10 years or so, has got a long career of 20, 30 years in the public sector. Grew up in Healdsburg and has been the interim manager there for the last 6 months. So I've had a chance to work as a colleague city manager with Dave for the last 6 months, and he is fabulous, hardworking. He did a lot of work with the business community in Healdsburg, early pandemic. And so anyway, he is, you all will enjoy working with him, and he's going to be able to slide in because he has all the county relationships, and knows who to contact, and then he'll get grounded here locally. So.
Thank you, Kathy. Are there any questions or comments on Kathy's report? If not, I would like to have a member of the board nominate Christopher Wengenberg for a seat on the board, because Christopher, you have previously given us the indication you would accept if you were approved. Can I have such a nomination?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay,
Are there,
who was
are
the
there-
second? I'm sorry. Who was the second?
Logan.
Logan. Thank you, Logan.
are there any comments or questions prior to taking the vote? I would call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Welcome aboard, Christopher. You have unanimous approval of your colleagues and friends.
Norm, real quick. I'm sorry, Norm. I just want to confirm, just because it is a remote meeting. Just want to make sure that was unanimous. Were there any no's?
Yes, there was unanimous.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Very much appreciated. Excited to be part of the team.
Well, we welcome you to our community and to our board. I would next like to have a nomination for Hunt Bailey to be a member, new member of our board. Can I have such a nomination?
From Wendy, yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Ruben seconds it. Are there any comments or questions prior to taking the vote?
I think you should turn on the lights so we can see him a little better.
Hey, there haven't been a lot of bike tours. So
Okay.
gotta save the money.
I would like to call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any dissenting votes, any negatives? Tim, you can record a unanimous approval, and we welcome you, Hunt, to our board, and I know you'll be a real asset to us, and we hope we can help you and your business as well. With that being said, I would like to go to the minutes of October 8th and have somebody put a motion on the table to approve those minutes. Please. Can somebody motion?
This is Logan.
Logan.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Are there any comments or, that was Dan Parks, Tim. Are there any comments or questions on the October 18th meeting?
I have to abstain. I was not present.
Okay, with your abstention, are there any other comments or questions? If
I was
not-
also not present.
Okay,
Likewise.
and of those who were present, can I have those indicate by saying yes, you approve the minutes?
Yes.
Approve the
Yes.
minutes? Are there any people that have any dissent or do not approve the minutes? Tim, it's a unanimous vote of those who were present with the abstentions noted, please. With that, are there any comments or questions? Because I noticed it's 10 o'clock and we have a couple of members have to leave. Are there any questions before I call for an adjournment to the meeting? If not, I'd like a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Logan,
Second.
Yep.
and Dan seconded. I call for the question. All those in favor,
I,
say aye. Opposed? And I want to, before we hang up, I want to wish everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And I know we're doing a lot of Zooming and not hugging and kissing, but I'm giving you all a virtual hug and kiss. And I will talk to you later. And thank everybody for your participation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
very much.
Norm. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Bye now.